Hello, 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 yes it is me, zu-wii-mama, and yet again back with another mob tutorial, and yeah, something a little bit different again. We've gone with the Geomancer, who is a mob from the Minecraft dungeon. So if you haven't played the Minecraft dungeons, please do so because it's such a cool game. Anyway, this is one of the mobs that's in the game, and essentially who it is, it's an elderly illager, and what he does, he has this like wicked ability to put these walls. And they also explode as well, so when you do come across them, they are so tough sometimes to try and get round to obviously defeat them before they start blowing up more walls in front of you. But anyway, enough of that. Just play the game and you'll understand what I'm on about. But anyway, here he is, and I'll tell you what, I built this guy a long time ago, and I really like the stance he's got going on there, and I quite like the idea of the beads around his neck as well. It's just a nice little touch to a mob. But yeah, didn't turn out too bad, eh? Didn't turn back. Didn't turn out too bad at all. Anyway, I think it's about time, because I can't speak today, and we get on to the colours, shall we? $16 cyan terracotta, 745 clay, 60 light grey concrete, 30 grey concrete, 87 brown terracotta, 197 brown wool, 55 brown concrete, 2 purple wool, 2 snow blocks, 8 black concrete, 7 purple concrete, 44 light grey wool, 7 white wool, and just 12 purple blocks. And I just want to say, make sure you do have a few spare, just in case I've miscounted some of these blocks. So get yourself a nice big area to start working with, and we're going to do clay to start off with, place 2, followed by a light grey wool and a light grey concrete. Then you want to come up by 3 blocks on top of what we've already done with the wool and the light grey, and then also with the clay as well. So you should have something looking like that, a little bit stripy, but that's cool, that's what we want. And now I want you to come out 1 block forward from what we've already done and come up by 4 with the light grey clay again, and then come across by 2 across the top there, and then place 2 there, and then 1 like that. So you should have this weird looking shape at the minute. Then with the light grey wool, I'm going to place 3 blocks like that, and then this side here we can just top it up all the way to the top with clay. So you should have something looking like that. Spinning on around to the left hand side, I want you to get your clay still and go 1, 2, 3, and then you can fill this up to the top of that first section, like so. This next section I want you to come across by 3, so it should be a 1 block gap between the edge there, and then a couple of clay, a light grey wool there and there, followed by light grey concrete there and there, and I want you to leave it like that, okay? Spinning on around to the back, I want you to use your clay again, and we can actually just go across by 3 blocks and fill it all the way up to that point there. And then this section here, you can bring that clay across as well, like that. Okay, and then switching to your light grey wool, go 2 there, 1 on the side, and then come up and leave 1 there hanging, and then the rest can be topped up with clay. So you should have something looking like that from the back, alright? So it's pretty much just a lot of clay at this point. From the other side, I want you to go clay, 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 there and there. This section here, you can come up by 1 light grey wool there. Then I want you to use some more light grey wool, go 1 there. On top of that, you go light grey concrete all the way to the top. And you should have a gap sort of on the left hand side. You can leave that blank for the time being. So there you go, that's sort of 1 leg complete. I know it's a little bit long-winded, but hey, we got there. Okay, so from the corner of the first foot there, I want you to go diagonally and go 4 by 4 by 4 by 4. So you got like another square, in a sense, diagonal from the first one that we've already done. And I want you to go up by a total of 4 blocks, including that base one. So 4 blocks high, and it should be 4 by 4 by 4 by 4 all the way around. And you can just fill it in with clay, just like I have done here. So there's not really too much going on there. So you should have something looking like that. There we go. Okay, I'll just give you a little swizzle round so you can see what exactly it looks like and how it should look. There we go. Right, now with your clay, from this block here, I want you to go 1, 2, 3, 4 across like that. And then from this corner here, I just want you to go across by 3 as well. So it should be overhanging the back of the leg there by 1. And you can bring this section all the way up now to the top of the first section that we've already done, the first leg. And you can bring this side all the way up to the top as well. So you should have some looking at this point, looking a little bit like this. This leg's quite plain at the minute, but we're going to add a little bit of detail on very shortly. Okay, so from this side, using your clay again, we're actually going to go 1, 2, like that. And then next to it, 1, 2, 3, up. And then next to that, we're going to go 1, 2. So it should be overhanging the back by 1 block, okay? And you should have something looking like that. Switching to your light grey wall this time. I'm going to place 1 there, 1, 2 on top, 1 there like that. With our light grey concrete this time, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and then 1 on top as well. So you should have a little pattern like that. And there we go. And then spinning on around to the back, the final side, we're going to use our light grey wall again. And we're going to bring that across by 1 there. And then 1 diagonally. And I made a bit of an error and put 1 there as well. You can knock out this actually, and then actually going to put in some light grey concrete. Sorry about that. I don't know why I even did that in the first place. Light grey concrete there, there, and there. Look at that, looking good. And then yes, you've guessed it, this little section here you can fill it with some clay if I can place blocks properly. There we go. So you should have 2 legs. Looking at that, a little bit of higgledy-piggledy at the minute, but it will all work out fine in the end, trust me. Okay, so next to this grey block just here, we're going to use some grey wool and go 1 there, followed by a light grey concrete on top, and you can bring that across by 3 blocks in total, and then you can fill it in with clay by 2 blocks. So you should have a little pattern like that. So from the right hand side of the build, from this block here, from the clay block, I want you to place a brown terracotta followed by a brown concrete on top of that. Then diagonally I want you to place a brown concrete again and 1 more again, and then come across by 1 and then 1 brown terracotta on the end. Okay, with a brown wool we can actually come down now by 2 and then a brown terracotta. Okay, next to this we're actually going to go with the brown wool again, come across by 1, followed by a brown concrete, and then underneath this we're going to put a brown terracotta, and then underneath this to the diagonal we're going to put another brown terracotta, and then a brown concrete diagonal to that, and then underneath that a brown terracotta. So you've got like a weird brown thing going on like that at this point, alright? Okay, so from this block here I want you to come up by 1, so leave a 1 block gap and place a brown concrete. On top you can actually do 2 brown terracotta like so. Okay, so from here I want you to bring it all the way across, and it should line up nicely with that bottom section we've already done, but it should be 7 across there, and then from here bring it across by 2. So all in all that should be 10 brown terracotta spanning right across. Then I want you to place 1 just there, and then come in 2 from the side here. I want you to go underneath, and I want you to place 2 brown terracotta again like so. Switching to our brown concrete, you can place 2 there, 1 underneath, and then from here we're going to go 2 there, and then we're going to go across to this side here, and then 1 just on the end like that. And like I said, that should be all in line with that bottom section of brown that we've previously done. And all I need to do now is get the brown wool and connect it up. Okay, so it should be all nicely filled in. All the gaps now in between the 2 sections we've done should just be with brown wool. There we go. And that is I don't know what I'm going to say, but there we go. There we go. You get the picture, yeah? Should be looking like that. Okay, so from this block on the left hand side of the build, you're going to place a brown wool followed by 2 brown concrete, then a brown terracotta, then go diagonal with a brown terracotta, and then a brown concrete next to that, then brown terracotta diagonal again. You need to do that twice. And then we're going to go up again diagonally and place another brown terracotta, and you're going to make like a little square like so, and then diagonally from that you're going to place another brown terracotta followed by a brown concrete underneath that and a brown wool on top. So you should have something looking like that. Now we're going to do the button section, so we're going to place a white wool on the corner there, followed by the 2 purple blocks and a purple concrete. Okay, so from this brown block here I want you to come across by 1, okay, with the purple block there, okay, and then we can do a white wool there, a purple block next to it, and then a purple concrete just there, so it's like another button or bead, I guess, of part of his necklace. And then once you've done that, all I want you to do now is get your brown wool out and just literally do what we did last time and fill up all the gaps up to the top of the build so far. There we go, look at that, there you go. And don't worry about the back for a minute, but there you go, that's the front of the build all complete. So coming on to the left hand side of the build now, from this brown terracotta there, I want you to come across by a further 5 brown terracotta, come in by 1 block and then place a brown terracotta there, followed by a brown concrete underneath, 1 diagonally, and then a brown terracotta diagonally too, and you can fill in this little gap here with brown wool. And you can now put a brown wall there and a brown concrete on top, so you should have something looking like that. Now underneath we're going to go 2 brown concrete like so. Okay, so from the base section here, the 4th block up, I need you to place a brown wall, followed by a brown concrete, which is going to be 2 coming down like so, with a brown terracotta underneath. Then a brown terracotta diagonally, you can do that twice, and then back to your brown concrete, place 2 like that, and then 1 coming down as well with a brown terracotta underneath it. And then again, all I need you to do now is fill in all the sections between this and the top with brown wool. There we go. And you should have something looking like that. Okay, so now once you've done that, we're going to spin on around to the back, and from the top of the leg here, we're going to go brown concrete, followed by 2 brown terracotta, a brown concrete on the end again. Then we're going to do 2 wool coming down with a brown concrete and a brown terracotta underneath that. Then with the brown concrete, I want you to come diagonally and go 1, 2, and then come down with your brown terracotta again. And then you want to go diagonally up with a brown terracotta with a brown, there you go. So you should have something looking like that. From the middle section here, the brown terracotta, you can bring that all the way across because that's like his waistline and the belt, and that should go nicely in line with the panel in front and the block below. And then what I want you to do is brown concrete, do 3, a gap, and then do a further 3 like that. On the top section, we're going to go with the brown terracotta again. We're going to come across by 1 diagonally. Brown concrete, you can do 1 and then 1, 2 diagonally, and then a brown terracotta again, 1 more diagonal, and then we're going to come up again diagonally with the brown concrete. And then all we're going to do now is pop on a little bit of wool, and we're going to leave it like that for the time being. Now all I need you to do now is literally with your brown wool, yes, you've already guessed it, we're going to fill in all the gaps in between those 2 sections. So here we go. Just we'll just get that nicely done. There we go. Fill in this section here, looking good. 1 there, and then this top section as well, above the waistline or above the belt, let's say, that again can be brought all the way up to the top corner where we've already built up to. There we go, looking good, and you should have something looking like that. Beautiful. And all we're going to do now is spin around to the left, which is a side panel, and then all we're going to do is that brown terracotta, we can bring it around and it should match nicely to that front one there. And then from the top here, we're just going to use 1 block in, place 1 block, then place 1 block here, followed by 3 brown concrete like that. And then from the bottom left hand side, again, we're going to use a brown concrete, place 1 there, then we're going to go up diagonally, place 1, and then come across by 1, down by 1, and then we're going to place a brown terracotta there, and then all we're going to do is a brown concrete just there as well. Look at that. And then bring a brown terracotta underneath, and then again we're just going to literally fill in again with the brown wool like so. Brilliant. Look at that, that's looking good now, isn't it? Okay, now once you've done the bottom section, all we need to do now is to focus on this top section. So from here we're actually going to put on a purple concrete with a purple block. And next to that, we're going to place a white wall, and then you can actually connect that up with 3 brown walls. It should connect nicely to the other side of the build there. And underneath here now, we can come down by 4, and it should be 4 across by 4 high, which is going to be where the arm's going to sit. So I'm just going to fill that in for now, but it should be a 4x4 square that we got there, okay? And you can fill in those 2 gaps there with brown wool, and anything else below that, you can also fill in with brown wool. Okay, let's just pan out a little bit so you can just see what's going on. So there you go, should have some at this point looking like that. If you have, congratulations, you're doing a fantastic job, and we've not got much more to go now. This is the easy part now. So from the inside of the build here, I want you to get your clay and place 1 block, come across by 1, and then diagonally by 2, and then again diagonally, and you can just bring that all the way around. So we're whipping it around the inside of the build essentially, looking like that, okay? Switching to our light grey wall this time, we're going to place 2 there, and then we're going to come up with there, which is going to be 3 blocks, 1 there on that diagonal, 1 there, and then 1 connecting it up to that clay, and then 1 on top. So you should have something looking like that. Now with our light grey concrete, I just want you to place 2 there, and then this section we're going to literally fill it up to the top of the build. So you can bring that up by 6 and then bring that all across, and that should marry nicely with the side of the build there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do part of our necklace again. So from this block here, we're going to place a purple with 2 purple blocks and then a white wool on there. And then just to finish off this section, you're going to place 3 wool just like that, and then a light grey concrete on the corner. So there we go, that's a part of the body. So we're going to now switch on around to the left hand side, and we're going to build this side up this time. So from the top of the build here, using our light grey wool, we're going to place 1. And then we're going to switch to our clay and go 1 there, and then followed by another light grey wool on the end. And underneath, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 down with our clay. Underneath that, light grey concrete, we're going to place 1, 2, and then bring it across to meet that wall there. And then switching to our wall, we're going to place 1, 2, 3 there, and then clay is going to go just underneath that section there. Okay, so hopefully you're not confused too much at the minute. So spinning on to the back, what we can do is from the top corner here, we're going to use our light grey concrete, and you're just going to bring that all the way across, and just leave 1 block gap there, and we're just going to actually put light grey wool in there just to connect it to the side of the build there, and then a light grey wool diagonal to that, and then you can place 1, 2 just there, followed by some clay, and then while we've got clay on hand, put 1 there, and then 1 just underneath this block here. I don't know why I made this difficult for myself, but there we go, a clay there. Using our light grey concrete again, we're just going to actually fill in this gap here, go 1, 2 like that, looking good. Okay, switching to our clay again, we're going to go 1, 2 there like that, and then just underneath here we're going to bring that down again by 1 clay, and then just finish it off with a light grey concrete. So you should have 2 big squares there at the minute, and what we're going to do is fill these in with 2 of our sort of buttons, let's say for the necklace. So you're going to do a white wool, 2 purple blocks next to it, and then a purple concrete. And then same story here, we're going to do the exact same, purple concrete followed by 2 purple blocks and then a white wool, and there you go. You should have some sort of weird looking necklace that wraps round the body of the I can't remember his name. The Geomancer, that's it, I finally got it. Anyway, from the side of the build here, what we need to do is bring that clay all the way out from all angles. So all you need to do is just follow this all the way around and bring it out by a total of 11 blocks towards us. So this is going to be his arm out straight, okay? So again, you don't really need to think too much about this. It's just placing a load of clay. Okay, and you should have, once you're done, I've just sped things up a little bit, somewhat looking like that. There you go, looking cool. Spin on to the left hand side, similar sort of story. So from the back here, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, come out, and then again 4 underneath that, and then 4 underneath that, and then 4 underneath that, and this is going to again come out by 11 blocks towards us. So this one's going to be facing us, and again you can just bring that all the way across, which is a 4x4x4 sort of long big rectangle, which is going to be his other arm. There you go, looking sweet as a nut. There we go. Once you've done that, we can actually switch to our brown terracotta. I want you to come 1, 2 blocks in, and then that block there, you can come up by 3 blocks. This is going to be his big stick that he's holding, and match that to underneath as well, and then bring that all the way down to the floor. I mean, if you want to make that stick a little bit thicker, then go for it, but I figured it looked nice just with the single layer of block. Look at that, that's looking cool. All we need to do is whack this boy's head on and we are golden. So from this block here, I want you to place 1 and then come towards us by 2 blocks, and then from here go 1, 2, 3, 4 clay upwards, and then next to that a snow block followed by a purple wool block. Okay, above that put a black concrete to the diagonal there, and then grey concrete like so. So it's sort of wrapping around that black concrete. Now from here, I want you to go 1, 2 clay, and then again we're going to replicate what we've done on the other side. So a purple wool, a white snow, and then come down with 1, 2, 3, 4, which come in line nicely with the bottom of the build there. And then again we're going to use our brown concrete in the corner there, followed by grey concrete, 1, 2, 3, 4, wrapping around that black concrete. So you should have something looking like that. Okay, now, so using your clay again, underneath the eyes, you can place another 2 clay, like that, so you should have a 2-block gap in the centre there. From here, we're going to use our cyan terracotta, we're going to come out by 2 towards us and go down by 4 blocks. So it's a big rectangle, which is 2 by 4 all the way down, and that is our nose of this guy, so you should have something looking like that. Very nice, very good. Okay, switching to our grey concrete this time, we're going to go from the side of the nose, place 1, 2, and then go 1, 2, 3 down, so it should be 4 down in total, followed by a black concrete. And then what I want you to do is come across and do that on the other side, so you need to match it up with this time. So you can put a black concrete and then come up by 4, which should meet nicely with the other side of the build, and put 1 just like that, and then a black concrete just underneath that section there, and then fill it up with grey concrete, and there you go. You should have something looking like that. So you got his mouth there and his big beard and his nose all attached nicely together. Now switching to our clay, you need to just fill in these little sections here and go up by 1, 2, 3, 4, and then all you're going to do is fill, 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 fill. It's really easy, this bit. You don't even need to think about it. All you need to do is click that button, and there you go. That is the front of this guy's head. Look at that. We're practically done now, guys, so well done if you got to this point. So all I need to do now from here is bring that all the way across by 7 blocks, and then connect it across. There should be 8 across the back here, and that should marry nicely with this one here. And then you want to come all the way up and match it up with the top of the head. And once you've done that, all you need to do is fill all that in with clay. And the last minor detail, I just want to put on a black and a grey, just like so, just finish off the side of the head, and then like I said, just fill it all in with clay. So good luck doing that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that build, because I really did. I've been zu-wii-mama, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.